Hello, everybody. Today is August 15th, 2023, and you are listening to SurvivorsCircle. We don't really have anything much planned today, so just kind of kick back, taking it easy. Is this qualify as midsummer? You know?
I kind of think it does. Except tonight here, it's supposed to get down to 50-something degrees, and that doesn't happen in August.
It just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel. It's been pleasant here. It's pleasant here all day today. Mid-70s, nice breeze. Partly cloudy. Just like a perfect day for me.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, right now my computer's telling me it's 68 degrees out there, which
nice.
Probably pretty close. But that's unusual, really.
Well, I think, and we talked about this yesterday, it's like a cycle because...
Well, it should be sweltering, you know?
9 years ago, we had the same issue in June, July, and August in 2014. I mean, we had 50-degree nights in August, and that's just complete.
And it's Taco Tuesday.
Yes, and I've already partaked before.
Without very much hot sauce, obviously.
Well,
look at
for it. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is like you have a 9 to 11 year cycle in weather.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. It was wonderful today.
All kinds of different cycles. You know?
Oh yeah, we'll have a drought. I'm sure in a couple of years where it won't rain from May to September. That just happens around here. So
yeah.
Hello to Ron and Bobby and Lorraine. It's good to see you here for our Tuesday night ramblings. No topic at all. We just
go with what we've got.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I went shopping and only got grocery shopping. Only got about half of what I wanted something. But I did buy myself a new tablet. So that's something.
Hey, if that's what grocery shopping leads to, perfect.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, pick up a bag of drugs at the pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up a new tablet.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's perfect.
A few groceries.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a matter of priorities, damn it.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. That's just like it's like Lorraine said, it's Taco Tuesday. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Marco's even here on time.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Where the hell's your son, Charles?
I talked to him at lunch. He's around somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You didn't send the email out to everybody, so.
Well, I don't send him he's not one of the select few that get an email.
Oh, okay.
So.
Mm-hmm. I see how you are.
Yep. And damn lucky they are. And damn lucky they are when they get it.
This is true.
Just like today, just one thing kind of blended into another, and it said, not going to happen today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. It's been interesting. The past couple of weeks, and I'm sure it has to do with weather. I'm sure it has to do with the moon phase, I don't know. Everybody just seems kind of just black.
Bad, isn't it? It's terrible. Okay.
Everybody just kind of seems a little blah, just dragging. And of course, I know what they call the dog days of August, which actually, what are those days? Because I know it has to do with Sirius.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it has to do with
when Sirius is high in the sky.
Yeah.
I think between the rising and the setting of Sirius,
Mm-hmm.
It's like 72, 73 days.
Oh,
So
geez. If we've got that many dog days.
no. But it's at the end of that cycle, I think.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, not the rising in the it goes up in the sky, like the midnight sky at any
Mm-hmm.
particular place. It goes up and then it goes back down with the polar shift. The
Okay. Well,
axis.
I have an app for that. It's called Sky Guide, and it
Yes,
can tell me where.
I didn't realize until very a very short time ago that what I from a kid. Well, these are you can't go swimming. These are the dog days, the wildest. You can't be out messing around in the dirty water. You'll get polio. All
Well,
that good stuff.
they've always said that if you are injured during those dog days,
Mm-hmm.
that it takes you a lot longer to heal.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty crazy.
But I didn't realize that had to do with Sirius
Mm-hmm.
until just months ago. I said, and it just kind of hit me. I said, "Oh, that's what that's all about."
That's what it is. Yeah.
It's one of those things you're born with it. You take it in, and it's just, you never question it,
Right.
Yep. So,
Mm-hmm.
hey, yeah, that was funny. And of course, you brought it up. Knew it. Oh my gosh. I was thought there's so much of that old stuff that really goes back thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
There was, that each group of people drew their own pictures in the sky. And the pictures managed to make a story. Okay? Or they were forced to make a story.
Sure.
There's a Cherokee legend of the Seven Sisters, which is the Pleiades. Okay? That were a group of young ladies who were dancing that were frightened by Orion, the warrior, and had fled to the sky. All those things.
Those stories
There was something that I saw just lately. I said, "Oh, I wonder if that's what they're talking about."
Mm-hmm.
They were talking. It was even more ancient, and they were talking about the acts of heaven.
Mm.
And I think the acts of heaven. This other constellation had thrown the acts of heaven from one constellation to another. Okay.
Okay.
A threw it at B. Mm-hmm. And that was what, if you look at the Little Dipper, had thrown a ram's leg. Okay. A big chunk of beef. Yeah. They were eating at the table, and the one god threw the steer's leg mm-hmm. at the other one, mm-hmm. caused a big. I said, wait a minute. Where do we have a constellation that goes around, and it has a body, mm-hmm. and a kind of a kinked up handle? Mm-hmm. It's the Little Dipper.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Because I knew that the Egyptians didn't have a Little Dipper. It was like a steer oxen leg. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I thought, let's take this over to this older culture and see if it matches anywhere. I said, aha. So that was I can't remember the other two, the signifier of the other two constellations, but they were, I looked it up and they are on basically opposite sides of the zodiac.
Oh, okay.
So basically when one rises, the other sets. And that eternal cow's leg is flying through the cosmos all the time. So I thought, yeah, there's so much. See, there's a richness in these old cultures that I guess there may be a few people who are experts in that kind of thing who really, yes, they do get boring. listening
Well,
to them.
I mean,
It's okay. It's like listening to someone who absolutely loves Shakespeare. They could go on for hours and hours and hours, the minutia of each particular play. And I like Shakespeare, but I'm not one of those people, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But there is such.
You look at before streetlights, before electricity.
Oh God, yes.
And it was 110 degrees in the desert at night, you know. I mean, some of these places. And they slept on the roof of their house.
Yes.
So that's all they had, but they could see so much more than us because there wasn't the light pollution. So to be able to lay there and look at that and actually connect the dots and then follow it as it goes. I'm one of those that I absolutely, when I see Orion coming up, it just, I'm like, oh man, it's this many days until it's gone. Because when it's gone, it's spring. When I see it, it starts winter.
Yep.
And I just.
Have you ever stopped in over at Mark D'Antonio's when he's doing the nebulas and the galaxies? And
I don't catch him that often.
Well, I don't either. He's way too late for me, especially with the scope in Arizona. But the pictures, oh my God, it gave me like an entirely new appreciation for. I mean, okay, I'd seen it all before, okay, but when he does it, he puts it into its proper perspective. Okay. And you can see that stuff and you start seeing it 3D and you say, oh my God. Oh, you mean it's 42 light years from this point to that point? Oh my God.
Yeah. Because we're looking at it.
It's right there. It's a little thing, in this big nebular structure like a thundercloud.
Oh,
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all I love it. Just use it. Right.
I just, and that's one of the things with this app that I've got, that Sky Guide.
Yep.
When I bring it up and it shows me everything that's in the night sky and the stuff that I can't see, even where I live, the stuff I can't see is devastating because it would be like, and that's why I would love to go out west to see the galaxy, the gases, and all of that stuff.
No. Well, yeah. Okay.
When you can sit there and see this huge.
You would say, no, I experienced that one time. I went on a ski trip in late spring in the Northern Rockies. And the group I was with, we took a sleigh ride with a horse. Okay, like 20 of us. this little restaurant back in the way back in the boonies. Okay.
Yeah.
And when we came out of there, the sky was enough. It was like seeing Broadway. It was just, oh my God. You know, I'm kind of, I like some dark, I've lived in West Virginia and there's some dark skies there from time to time.
Yeah.
You know, but to see that, you know, at a high altitude, no clouds, with no interfering lights whatsoever.
Right.
That was it. It truly is breathtaking.
Right.
You know? So.
And that's the stuff we're supposed to see. But
yes.
I just wonder if my altitude has something to do with it.
Well, you're not that.
It's not that. I'm at 600 to 700.
Okay, yeah, that's not that different from mine here. It's just terrain down there is a little hillier, I think.
Yeah.
But it was, yeah, and there's enough here.
There's not a whole lot of light pollution, but there is.
Oh yeah, there is. Oh yeah, there is.
There is. Yeah. It's not like Vegas. It's not that
no, no. It's not like being
around.
Like here, it's not about Cleveland. But I can see the light pollution from Cleveland.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And it's 60 miles away, you know, let alone the closer stuff. So that's it does. It really changes your whole perspective of things, you know, because you look up at the sky and you're accustomed to seeing certain constellations and it's just your sky. Okay. And then you go somewhere and you find that there's 5 times as many stars as you ever saw.
Right.
That are visible. Okay. And you just say,
imagine being above the earth, what you would be able to see. Because a lot of the stuff that they show us on TV, when they show the moon or whatever, everything's blacked out behind the moon and you see these little stars. And you can't tell me that once you get above the Earth's atmosphere, that you don't get to see some of the most amazing constellations, galaxies.
Oh, look at the pictures that are coming in from the James Webb.
Right.
Webb telescope. And before that, the Hubble. But the Hubble was, it's still, I don't know that anybody has ever done like I would like to see some of the Hubble's work to scale in a planetarium.
Oh, yes.
I have been in a planetarium twice in my entire life. And I can imagine seeing like Mark's work projected in a planetarium.
Yes.
Ooh, that would just rip your socks right off.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, so I've been to a planetarium once, and I was in 3rd grade.
Okay.
And we drove to Bowling Green, which I'm 20 miles from where I got to go to that planetarium. And so I was like, I've never been back. Since I've been here, I moved up in this area in the 90s. I've never been back. And it's open all the time for any kind of major anything that happens.
Yeah.
You're welcome to come. And just even closer to me, Mammoth Cave has started doing these nighttime watches. And like for the meteor shower.
That's probably pretty dark there.
Yes.
That's National Forest, right?
Yes, that's a national forest.
Yeah.
So there's, and that, I don't know how many miles that
Extends?
covers above ground. Above ground. Now,
I'm
below ground,
guessing
Mammoth Cave covers over
25.
400 miles.
I'm guessing like 25. I've seen it on maps.
Mhm.
I'm guessing like 25, like a rough oval, 25 miles across.
I think it's more than that.
Well, it might well be.
I think it's quite a bit more than that. I know it does take up 75% of this county. And then there's a couple of other counties that it covers as well. Not as much.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's massive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so you can go through Mammoth Cave and take the ferry across the river, and you can get anywhere you need to go in that area within 30 minutes or so. But if you have to go around, you're looking at an hour drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the way around. So, yeah, I mean, it basically could be that amount. Yep.
Yep.
I'll have to research that. I don't really care that much, but anyway, but it just, they've got this, and I'm like, well,
look, honey,
isn't that far for me? So why can't I go out in my backfield?
Don't feel too bad.
Yeah.
Last weekend, Jay took his motorcycle out and did a day tour of the Football Hall of Fame, National Football Hall of Fame. Okay. And I've been to parts of the facility, but I've never been to the actual Hall of Fame, in the Hall of Fame itself. And my God, they're adding stuff all the time. That whole, originally it was just the building and the stadium that was there, Now it's like a freaking, it's bigger than most amusement parks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're just adding stuff all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, the longer that,
and it's only 20 miles away, and good grief, I used to live less than half a mile from it. Never walked through the doors,
It's weird. We got you have all this amazing stuff around you, and you never go.
I think that's a natural thing for everybody. You say, well, it's right here. I can do it anytime. And you'll drive 10 hours to go to something else. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's like, I think one of my biggest hang-ups about going to the planetarium is parking.
Yeah.
It's parking. And I know that they've got a parking garage, and I know that they've got all this stuff, but it's like, I don't want to do a parking garage. I don't know what my hang-up is about that.
Don't like going around.
If I can go straight in and get a spot, I'm good. But if you're going to send me up to the 4th floor, no, not doing it. And I don't know what that is, because I have a claustrophobic kind of thing, but I just want to be.
You get the feeling of all this concrete being held up by those little spindly legs.
Just, no.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I just can't do it. So anyway, and wintertime is the best time to view this stuff, because the atmosphere is
right. It's turbulent. Crazy. Yeah.
But I'm not
loving being outside in the cold and the dark either.
Yeah, I used to, and that's the thing that kills me.
It used to not bother me. Now it's not that way.
But
I love it. Yeah,
I'm an outside girl, as you can tell. When I come home, if I'm home, unless I'm cleaning house or whatever, I'm out here. This is where I want to be. So I was really bad at one time. My husband used to chop firewood for me split wood, so I could sit outside and it'd be 3 degrees. I swear to you, I've sat outside it being 3 degrees before, just so I can look at the stars.
Oh my!
Because I mean, it was gorgeous. I could do it, and I can remember also waking my son up one time, and I don't remember which. It was during the winter, maybe may have been more spring. But I was like, "Do you want to sit outside to see if we can see the meteor shower?" Yeah, let's do that. So I get him up, get him some hot chocolate. I get my coffee, and I think we saw 3 or 4 with like in an hour. It was like, I'm done. We're going back inside. We're done. We never did it again, but it was fun. I guess if I had more motivation, I would do that. But
I've got a small telescope, and I used to take it out, and I mean it's tiny, but you can see Jupiter, you can see the rings of Saturn. You know, it looks like it's at arm's length, but you know it's kind of fuzzy and wobbly and hard to do, but I haven't had it out in 10 years probably. You know,
I took mine out a lot, and one of the most memorable, my son will never forget it, but we were looking at the moon, and I had it focused straight on the moon, and I remember seeing a jet was coming.
Oh my God.
So I threw him in front of it, and I was like, just watch. And it flew straight in front of the moon at the time he was looking at it with a telescope. And he jerked his head back, and he was like, holy cow. I could see through the windows. I could see all of it. I could see it because they had lights on in the cabin. And he was like, that's something he'll never forget. So I'm kind of glad that I was able to do that for him. But it's now the telescope that I have, it weighs probably 40 pounds.
Oop. Yeah.
And I keep it in my garage. So if I want to be able to see, of course, I've got this, I mean, you can see the tree line I've got.
Yeah.
So if I want to see anything before it comes up over the trees, I'm going to have to pack it way out into the field. And I'm just, you know, I love it, but I don't love it that much. I just don't love it. That's why we have Mark and Tony.
And I you know, he's got a lot of watchers over there with him. A lot of people that are there all the time.
You're really good.
I was enamored of it when he first started doing it. But like I said, it's so damn late. You know, he's doing this. He's doing these until like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right. Is YouTube storing those?
Yes. Okay. Right. As far as I know, is all his stuff.
That's what I wondered. I didn't know if he was deleting them afterwards, like if there was music or something in them.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I've always watched live streams. I've never. I know they're listed. Well, that's how I got the notices. Okay, so, and I don't know what he uses, whether he uses OBS or he might even be using StreamYard now. Who knows?
Well, what I thought was so funny is that, because I've always said, if there's a meteor, the meteor showers never hit on the weekend. They're always during the week. I'm really not going to get up 3 hours before I'm supposed to go to work to watch a meteor shower. This time, it was on Saturday. I was in Louisville. So I didn't get to see any of that. And I had 2 or 3 people to text me and say,
there was one this year, right before peak, I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, that was seen in Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan.
Yes.
And I said, oh man, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
But I've seen those, you know, but I've seen like two of those, two that I would consider a bolide. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But that's in every night for almost 4 years, for 5 or 6 hours through the middle of the night while we were doing papers and stuff.
Yeah.
And the one that really got me, that was really bright, it went over and went to the horizon, just the horizon, and blinked out. And I thought, damn, I hope that didn't hit Chicago.
Well, I know there's been a few times when we were coming back from doing our paranormal investigations.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we would stay there. There was especially one place in Central City. We stayed there till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and drive home. And I can remember, anyways, but it was like, there's one. And it was constant. And I was like, that's the best way to see it.
Those ones, the ones that are bright, that light up so bright that you can see shadows on the ground.
Yes.
Okay. And you say, ooh.
Right.
glad it's over there. You know, but those burn up, those burn up too.
But you think about it too. How amazing is it?
Oh, the one that went over Pittsburgh in, it might have been like 97, something like that. That the one that actually, a piece of it hit a woman's car.
Oh,
remember?
Yeah. Oh,
that one?
Yeah.
But and it was over. It was like it happened on a Friday night, and the football games and everything was going on. So it was caught on tape a lot. I saw that.
Oh,
I saw that. We were having a birthday party for my eldest grandson. And somebody said, look at that. And it just started about just south of east. Okay. And I watch it as it goes across, and just like this, just like that.
Yes.
And was gone then. But the point is, but I looked at that, said, okay, this high. Yeah, it would have been that high. I've been about that far, how many miles up? I said, oh, that was right about over Pittsburgh. Hit it pretty close, hit it pretty damn close. You know?
Yes.
But that's definitely the big, and the point is that it wasn't even dark yet. It was still kind of, it was dusky dark. It wasn't dark here. And I said, man, that was awesome.
So just imagine the asteroid that's going to come and wipe us all out. And they want to act like it's going to be a surprise to all of us.
Well,
Can
God,
you imagine?
there was one passing by today.
Oh, was there? Imagine that.
Yes.
Was it
a 45 footer
between us and the moon?
Just barely. Assuming it was inside just inside the orbit of the moon.
Yeah.
Well, actually, like about halfway. It was 288,000 kilometers out. I can't do.
Past the moon?
No, between us and the moon.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure the moon is like 600 kilometers out.
Well, I know that whenever they measure how far out an asteroid is,
it's not 600,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know whenever they measure, they measure how many Okay, so like the distance between us and the moon,
Mm-hmm.
how they measure, that's one, is it IU?
The Earth to the sun is 1 AU.
But there's a measurement that they use from the Earth to the moon to measure asteroids and how, or
Okay.
things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's however far
LD.
the
It
distance
might just be LD, lunar distance. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
LD, the lunar distance. They'll measure it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
like, so if it's one, it's like it's right there with our moon. So as often, and that's something else. You know what our moon looks like. There's craters
Yes.
all over it. There's
Mm-hmm.
craters all over us.
Yeah.
What happened? Did all of them just beat the shit out of us and now they're done and here we are?
Well,
Are they out of the
for
way?
the most part, yes.
So what are we going to do when something comes through and
There were,
wipes out?
there were two. There were two great meteor showers.
Mm-hmm.
One was like in the first billion years, when it was just the whole when the system was still forming, really.
Well, that's when they
And
said
the
we
other
got our
one, and then there was a pause.
okay.
Okay, and then there was another one after that. There were two great, and they can do this by dating the age
Right.
and the coverage. Which craters overlap other craters, so the older ones are always the ones on the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and they can get a count that way.
Okay.
So yeah, so there were two great ages. There was the first and the second great bombardment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but in it then kind of settled down to what it is,
Well, that's what I'm
about
kind
what
of
it is
worried
now.
because all of our other planets, I mean, you have the little meteorites and things like that, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
have the atmosphere to burn up those meteors, so they
Mm-hmm.
kind of hit the ground. But and I've often, I mean, I've wondered about that. We go through these comet tails all the time,
Yes.
and
Well, okay. Let's look at Mars because we've got little rovers running around looking at the craters on Mars. There's
oh yeah,
pretty many craters on Mars,
mm-hmm,
but Mars has like 1,000th
mm-hmm,
as much atmosphere as we do,
right,
and they get glowing
bombarded a
meteorites.
lot,
Yeah, but a lot of them make it through because the atmosphere is so thin.
right,
Okay, now we've radar mapped Venus,
mm-hmm,
and it has almost none.
mm-hmm,
Okay,
because it's
but
too hot.
its atmosphere is like 90 times as thick as ours is.
Oh yeah, 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 yes,
Yeah, and it's hydrochloric acid and a
yeah,
few other things in it.
all the
Yeah,
fun, all the good
yeah,
acids.
yeah. All the good meteorites would get dissolved before they ever got to the surface.
It's true. Yeah, that's why I get tickled at all these planetarium
Mm-hmm.
satellites they send out. So like Pluto was the biggest last other than Mars. I'm not counting Mars.
Okay.
But Pluto and what they found with Pluto
Yes.
in May or something like that. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they had this amount of time
Yes.
for it to fly by. And I'm like, you plan something that far out, it takes 9 years to get there, and you've got to study everything with a flyby?
Yes.
Why? I mean, why would you? It's here. It's as close to us as it's ever freaking gonna be.
Right.
Do like you did with
But
Saturn.
they didn't have enough fuel. There's no place. There's
Please.
no place to get the way they do that, and guess what? It's the same way they're going to do the next moon missions when and if. Okay.
That just
Okay.
drives me nuts.
Is they're using the orbit the shape of the orbit that they go into
Mhm.
to maneuver in such a way that they don't have to use rockets because they don't want to have to carry the fuel. Okay? If they maneuver in just such a way, they can go directly from an Earth orbit into a lunar orbit. Okay? With very little expenditure of fuel. Now, the Apollo missions, they had heavy burns to get into lunar orbit. Okay?
You know what?
And they had heavy burns to leave.
Better. You'd think they'd be able to get this, but let's still go to Mars. I'm sorry. We can't. What's the point? I think
if they really wanted to, they could do it. Piece of cake, it really. But they don't want to. They don't. I'm
not leaving Earth. I don't care if you're telling me there's an asteroid coming towards it. Why am I going to get on to something in 6 months into space and get to a planet with no oxygen?
Exactly.
Or anything. What's the point? It just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, Andy's comment: Russia landing at south pole of the moon next week.
That's better than we did. That's better than we did. We landed at the South Pole of the moon a few years back.
Let's go play with the moon.
At about 17 miles a second.
Yeah.
Okay. We landed and took pictures. Yes. At 17 miles a second.
And let's go.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Hang on.
Okay. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that, Andy. I'm glad you brought that one up. There's so much out there. If we had really been serious about having an actual presence in space, we'd have done it so differently. You know, there would be by now. You know, it would be routine to refuel spacecraft in orbit. You know, you'd have because that's the only way it makes sense. You know, you don't need a one-purpose spacecraft to go from the surface of the Earth to the surface of the moon. It doesn't work out. You know. You need stage. You go into Earth orbit, refuel, switch to a bus basically to take you to lunar orbit. You know, then you take some fuel down with you. You hop off, and that bus swimmings around the moon and comes back. And then you land, do your thing, come back up and catch the next bus. You know, it's really simple mechanics. It's the cheap way to do it if you're interested in being there for a long time. If you're not, if you're just doing it for showboating, no, you don't want to do it that way. It's too expensive. But if you actually wanted to do it to deeply study something, you'd do it that way. You know, it'd be like 2001. You know, you'd have your wheels in space going around to the what's that? So the waltz. Da, da, dum, 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 dum. You know. Beautiful concepts, but those were ideas that were thought up and mathed out before the 50s. You know, there's so much of this stuff has been thought of and looked at and done and redone, and it's just slow. I guess I'm disappointed. I expected things to be further along now than they are, but that's
We were
okay.
supposed to have flying cars and live like George Jetson at this point,
Oh
right?
yeah. Well,
Or
yeah.
are we just where he was
Yeah.
born?
Of course then.
Yeah.
You know, if they just let those, if just they just let us have the pieces of that damn Roswell craft, we collectively would have figured that shit out right now. You know.
Of course. All right. So I've gotten back into watching. I skipped several of the episodes. The Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh, okay.
I quit watching it because of what they did to some of the animals there. They
Okay.
used them as bait, and I was like,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just not going to do that. But so I skipped that whole first.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I thought they were using the guards as bait at one time. At one
Oh,
point.
humans, I'm good with that. Animals, no. Don't use a helpless animal as bait. If you want to use a human, I'm all for it. If you want to sign on to use yourself as bait, go right ahead. But I
Yeah.
just, um, but some of the crazy stuff that they do, it that happens with any experiment, not the crazy stuff that they do, the
Mm-hmm.
experiments that they'll use. And it's awesome stuff. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
rockets, explosions, Okay, so if you're going to set off an
Mm-hmm.
explosion, nuclear plants. So, you
Mm-hmm.
know, if you're going to set off a missile, what's the first thing that shows up? It's a UFO to
Mm-hmm.
shut it down or to show you that they can do what they want to do. They can arm everything and start a countdown, and then they can turn it off. That you
Yeah.
absolutely have no control.
Mm-hmm.
So when they start, and this is stuff that I would love to do with paranormal because to me it's all connected. Everything's connected. The
Yeah.
UFO, the Bigfoots, the chupacabras, the paranormal activity, just regular ghost activity. To me, it's
Mm-hmm.
all connected.
I think it is too.
Because if you,
I forget who. I forget which one of the. There was one of the big top secret guys. Might have been like Ben Rich or something.
Mhm,
Somebody asked him, and he said, "If you really want to know how to do this stuff,
mhm,
you've got to study the ESP stuff. It's all mind. It's all in the mind. You know,
mhm,
it's all in consciousness.
right,
Okay, and I have no doubt that it is.
hmm
You know, I'll take his word
but
for it.
it's like too. So I've
But
done.
they're all each particular facets of this gem that of existence. You know, we live on part of one side. You know.
Well, I know I've done investigations in places that have had UFO sightings, and this is
Mm-hmm.
outside of MUFON. Um, but the paranormal activity that goes on in these places after
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
somebody's just had a sighting, that doesn't even mean that they're an
Ooh.
experiencer or they're an abductee. It's insane. It's you can leave instruments behind that pick up all kinds of activity after this event. And then also you can have,
What was the famous one? Hopkinsville,
oh,
where they were under siege
Kelly,
by the
Kelly,
yeah.
Kentucky. Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. That I
That's kind of out
had
there.
that had essences of the paranormal
That
mixed
had
in
all
with
of it.
ET.
And
You know.
yeah, that's a perfect
Really.
example. So when you look at the Skinwalker Ranch and
Mm-hmm.
you've got the things that happen to the cattle, the things that happen afterwards, even it inside the home, the
Mm-hmm.
paranormal activity inside the home
Uh
is
huh.
just insane. But now that we're more, we use electronics more than we've ever had before. I mean, We've all
Yes.
got
We've
this.
got these specialized sensors now.
Yes. So now it's not only the personal experience that you're having, which to this day still people have those without these. I mean,
Yes.
it happens without your recorder. It happens without all this other stuff.
Well, it's that, and it's more than like. Ooh, I've lost my thread. Lost my thought. It goes from one kind of experience to another kind of experience.
Mm-hmm.
But they are each step you take.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's like you drag a little something of this side over to that side with you. Okay. Walks through walls. Oh, ET walks through walls.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
But ghosts don't fly through the sky. Okay. Bigfoot just disappears, but it doesn't. Apparently doesn't walk through walls. Okay.
Right.
And they're all. But the best. I absolutely agree that the best sensors we have are if we listen to ourselves. Okay.
Yes.
If you don't close your eyes and your senses away, you are the best sensor there. A sensitive person is the best sensor there is.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's the one that's been around the longest. Okay. The thing there is they're not making fun of the sensitive people who can sense this stuff as much as they have for hundreds of years. Okay. And that's a good thing. So, but it seems like there's so much more of this stuff going on now. But I think it's just the laughter effect is gone. People are taking this stuff seriously. No, not because the stuffed shirts and the rest of the people, like the authorities, still laugh at it for the most part. But we don't pay any attention to that anymore. We go ahead and talk about it, So we hear about it more. So it seems like it's happening more often. No, it's just being reported more often. It's just being shared more often. And the more of it we share, the more of it we have, the more data we have to work with.
Right.
That's all good things. Whatever it is, I don't think there's one simple solution. Okay. But whatever it is, for us, it's a human experience. Okay. Study it as that. Okay. Study it as a human perceptual experience. If nothing else, I don't believe in ET, so I can't look at it.
Right.
Study it as what it is, Then try to figure out don't walk in with the answer in your hand. Well, if it doesn't match this, I can't look at it. That's bullshit.
Well, but that's what a lot of the scientists do.
Absolutely.
The human experience. And that's what we were talking about with AI. The human experience is completely different from AI. AI doesn't have the intuition, the perception.
Yes.
It can't go with past experience.
We know our rule book. It's built into this stuff. Okay. And there's other parts that we build in our culturally. But an AI doesn't have that rule book.
Right.
Hell, they don't even have Asimov's 3 laws yet.
It doesn't have the human emotion. It doesn't have the intuition. It just doesn't have that stuff. And Andy's blowing me up with memes right now. Sorry.
But we've got how many? We've got 3-4 million years of evolution that says these abilities to perceive this stuff is beneficial to us.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Well,
duh.
Yeah.
That's something we need to study.
Right. But everybody wants to call somebody else a liar. You didn't experience this.
Oh, you couldn't have experienced that because I've never had that happen to me.
Right. That never happened.
How many different things have we? Well, they couldn't have the hidden UFO program. I would know about it.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. And I've heard people say that they're just blocked paranormally. They don't get these experiences. But the thing about it is,
got a stick up their butt.
Well, and it's like, yes. And it's like when you're with, say you're with a group. Well, okay, no, wait a minute. I'm going to take this. The Dead Files show. You know what I'm talking about? Amy Allen and
yeah.
Okay. So her husband follows her around to film her, to video her, everything that she does. He's videoing her. And he has always said he's never experienced anything because he's kind of been told that he's just blocked from it.
Okay.
He did. I'm kind of thinking that when you're that concentrated, when your mind is just set on the fact that he's watching video and everything is watching.
If you're looking at everything through a camera,
he's doing all of that.
You're not seeing anything else.
Well, he's blocking it out.
You're not open to it. Yes, you're consciously. Yes,
his concentration is on his wife and what she's doing. Yes. So who knows if he was to go somewhere. And I don't know, he may say that also because he goes places with her. He's not filming her. She picks stuff up and he's like, I don't feel it. I don't see it. But we're not all that gifted either. We're not all that open.
Exactly. Yes.
And you can
I would think that if you were around with someone and trying to co-perceive with them what's going on. Okay. I think you could open up to that and learn to the extent of your own abilities. Okay. Right. I think we all have abilities that we don't utilize. Okay. That can be sharpened, but you have to have that. Having someone else there to kind of open the door for you is a good start.
Right.
Because if you close yourself off and I'm not even going to look, I don't have any of that.
All right.
Then you're definitely not going to get any more sensitive.
Well,
you're not going to learn to
with
interpret
someone like
it any better.
With someone like her, she can probably just absorb all of that energy, and who knows, she may protect him so he doesn't see the stuff she does because she sees some crazy stuff. And I've worked with another girl. When I first met with her, she was like 14, and the stuff that she described that she could see was nothing. It wasn't huge. She wasn't seeing spirits. She was seeing interdimensional stuff.
Okay.
And there was one place that we were investigating, and she came along. Of course, she did readings for people and stuff like that. So, she could connect with the human spirit. But when we would go to these places to investigate, and we just did it, we did these investigations for fun. It wasn't residential to try to help somebody. We were just like, let's go here, see what we get. And we would take her with us. And the stuff that she would describe was just insane.
Yeah.
And it was caught a picture of something
Mm-hmm.
that she described, and she had described it. We'd been to this place 2 or 3 times, and she
Mm-hmm.
kept describing what was in this one room,
Mm-hmm.
and we actually caught a picture of it
Okay.
the 3rd or 4th time we were there, and it was unbelievable because, I mean, she was spot on. So then you start thinking about, okay, so is that what Bigfoot is? Because of the way that she described it
Mm-hmm.
and the picture that we
Okay.
captured,
Yeah.
it was hairy, it was huge, it was,
Yeah.
but this thing didn't leave big footprints behind. You know what I mean? I mean, there wasn't, this was kind of like,
Yeah.
it was an abandoned building, but this part of the building wasn't used and it wasn't
Uh-huh.
exactly clean. And we never found 15-inch to
Didn't
24
leave
inch.
any didn't leave any residue. Didn't leave any hairs on the floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there wasn't anything like that. There wasn't a smell associated with it, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
it fit the freaking description
Yes.
of
Yes.
something that people see out here, and then you'll see the arguments with
Mm-hmm.
amongst Bigfoot people.
Oh yeah.
This is an actual physical being. It's not none of this bullshit
None of
UFO.
this woo-woo stuff.
Right.
Who the hell says there aren't Bigfoot ghosts? You know?
Well,
I mean, duh.
yeah. Well, but still, but to her, and she said this, it's an interdimensional creature.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to think. But people have seen ghost animals all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah.
At battlefields.
Yeah.
Heard ghost horses. Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's not you know, get Mr. Bigfoot. Bigfoots can be where Bigfoots want to be, whether they're in body or in spirit or in
Oh,
something
yeah.
else. That's just it's a part of what's around us. A lot of it that we don't see. That's all.
It's the energy we can't see. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know how many times that I have gone to bed and I have felt like little, like a cat's walking up that's coming up from the end of the bed to
Mm-hmm.
come up to snuggle with me, and there's no cat. And I'm like, where did you go? Did you go to, and I look up and there's no cat. So,
Mm.
but I've had a few, and I've had a few, I mean, all the cats I've ever had have lived to be 16 to 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've had quite a few of them in my lifetime. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah. They could have come to check on you.
yeah, I mean, they're doing the same thing they did every night. They jumped up, they got on the bed, and they walked up a few, and then they laid down and snuggled up.
Yep.
So, yeah. Oh, Andy says it's
Let's
Ron.
see.
It's not a cat, it's Ron. Ron's sticking up everybody's bed.
Okay, top of the hour. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to tell my Bigfoot, my Ouija board story.
Mm.
My sister had a Ouija board when she was a kid. And we went back and sat down, and she was saying, "Well, I don't remember where I got that." So I got that on a trip, and we found it in an old building. I says, "Wait, what? Did that building look like this? It was old. It was a 2-story brick building. It was real long and narrow, and it had an upstairs hallway with like doors on each side, like a hotel." And she says, "Well, yeah, that's it." And he said, "Oh my God." I said, "Oh my God. I've been having dreams about going to that place for years." And I said, and I said, and I can remember walking down that hallway, and there was a doorway. There was no door on it. at the end of that hallway on the second floor, and it just went down. There was a bunch of junk and debris and everything outside that door. I mean, like 20 feet down outside that door. And I said, "You mean that was a real place?" She says, "Oh, yeah, that was the place we went." I says, "Ah, okay. And that's where you found the Ouija board?" "Yeah, I think so." Oh, okay. So anyway, years go by, and her mother-in-law didn't like the idea of Ouija boards or anything else a little on the weird side. And she told my sister's husband, "Throw that damn thing away." Well, he wouldn't throw it away. Or he told her it threw away. She threw it away. But it turned out he put it in the attic. Okay. So it sat in the attic for 30 years. After he died, my niece was cleaning up the attic and stuff, getting rid of the old stuff. And she found it. And they were messing around with it a little bit. And it scared the living hell out of them.
Now, how old's your niece?
I think she just turned 50.
Okay.
She would have been about 40 when this happened. So and then she said, and she told Mom about it. We found this old Ouija board. Mom said, "Get rid of that thing. That thing is fucking evil." Okay? Because of some of the experiences she'd had with it. And Sherry said, "Okay, sounds good to me. Here's your board back." Okay? And Amber said, "Okay. I'll take custody of it again." And she put it in the back of her closet. And it sat in the back of that closet for 10 years, 15 years. And they were cleaning up, and she got it out and was going to throw it away. And somebody said, no, you can't just throw that away. Okay. And then it came out of there, and she gave it to John, who just died. And he put it in the attic of the shed outside, kind of in the weather, the heat and the cold and all that good stuff. And the boys, the grandsons, were cleaning up, and the one found it and took it and brought it in. Took it out of the box. But what do they call it? The thingy. Planchet, yes. Mm-hmm. Put the planchet on it. And she said, Amber said, "No, don't wake that thing up." Okay. And I walked out and looked at that and said, "Oh my God." So I know that was in that damn shed for 20 years. Okay. How does a Ouija board be in that shed for 20 years? There were no squirrel markings, no rat, nothing. Okay. Nothing ever touched that Ouija board. The cardboard was the Ouija board itself looked like it was brand new. The cardboard box that it was in was absolutely pristine. I said, "No, that's not normal. That is not normal. That thing should have been dust by now." And then so we put it back in the shed. Then things started kind of happening. First, we had the tree falls. And those were damaging, but could have been a whole hell of a lot worse, I guess. And then we had a flooded basement. And then we had some other things, along with having some really hard times getting to sleep. And everybody just got really on edge. It was like the whole house had taken on an entirely different atmosphere. We finally said, dude, it's got to be. It's got to be whatever's in that Ouija board woke up. And it's just not happy. And we're looking at right now, the kids are saying, well, you can't do this and you can't take over. You do what you need to do. But that thing needs to be gone. Okay? You can figure it out. You guys can argue with it, but it's not going to be here much. It's not going to be here at this physical address very much longer, because bad things keep happening over it. So they're kind of they're on the clock. I don't know what the answer is going to be, but they will be. That spirit is a short timer for this area. It's going to be gone. Hello, Ronnie.
Hey, what's going on?
You're looking good these days.
Looking a lot better than last week.
Your color's looking better.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it was better than last week, but
and then, yeah, shaved a little.
We all get the porcelain appointment every once in a while.
Right. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with that one. It's weird. All of a sudden hit me. But anyway, with the Ouija board, you could contact Bishop Long, and he will take it and he will cancel it out and get it out of there.
That's a thought.
But if you burn it, then the spirit is still there.
That ain't gonna happen.
I don't know if cutting it up is gonna help anything.
That ain't gonna happen.
No, Andy.
Anything that you do to physically break the board opens the portal,
and it's going to cause more trouble.
I'm not going to I'm not going to take that chance.
Now, was your break issue anytime around that? You know,
it was here, but it was.
Well, as far as we know of.
actually, that issue, that break issue, was a blessing.
Yeah.
Because if it hadn't happened that day, it would have happened the next day
when we were driving home.
We were on the road. We were on the road home.
Yeah.
You know, God only knows. You know, I would have hated to go 70 miles an hour into the back of a semi because the brakes.
And it was raining. When we started out.
It was raining like crazy. Yeah. No, that was a blessing that happened that day.
Oh yeah. And you knew exactly what was wrong with that.
It was a pain in the ass, but it was a blessing.
Yeah. But we got it. You got a picture at her and got it ready to go. So, and but yeah, then I had a.
I also told Charles that if he'll send me that board,
I know.
I can take care of it.
That's my vote. But I don't have the veto on that one yet.
Well, I should say that's a family decision, and until they decide to let the board go, there's nothing anybody can do about it.
Right.
They have to do their own cord cutting with that board. And right now, that board is giving them something they need.
Yeah.
And I don't,
Ooh.
they need that. They need that connect. That's a connection.
No,
And they
I
don't
didn't
want
really think about
to let go of that. And I get it.
okay.
I get it. But when things get bad enough, they'll get rid of it.
Yeah.
Until then, you're not going to.
And maybe it needs to just show them something that only they know for themselves, you know, and they like a secret that they only have.
I don't even want to open that topic of conversation around here.
No, I'm just saying.
I've got my reasons. I really
Yeah.
do. It might open up a bag of Pandora's box that I don't want to have answered open right now.
Well, I got back from Gettysburg, and I tell you what, there was some really weird stuff happening here at the house that I couldn't figure out. Nothing dangerous.
They were lonely. They were lonely, damn it.
Right.
God damn it, Ron, you went for a trip and you didn't take any of us with you.
You didn't invite us with you, yeah. Now Julie thought that maybe one of my crystals I brought back was attached with some kind of spell. And she had that kind when she did remote view.
Well,
and she said,
maybe it was.
Yeah, but when she started working on some things, hi Oofy. When she started working on some things, and started clearing out the energy a little bit for me here, because she understood exactly what it was first. I still can't find the item that I'm looking for to get it outside. She said, put it outside and get it cleaned, get it cleared, and see what happens with the energy in the house. But anyway, I haven't found it yet, Julie. So I'm still looking. And so anyway, what was weird was the other day, my legs have been doing pretty good, since my procedure. And finally the wound healed up, and for the most part, and I'm walking a little bit better. Get wore out a little bit, so I'm taking my time. I'm not trying to do too much at once.
Patience is all it takes.
So, but I'm feeling better when I'm walking. It's not hurting as bad. So I don't have to walk fast either. I could just take my time and
that's all right.
Just walk and enjoy it without the pain that I had. There's still pain associated with it, but not as bad as it was. But anyway, I went upstairs to say something to Mike, and I walked down. No, Auntie. And I walked down the stairs, and I didn't really feel it, but it seemed like something pushed my right foot. All right. And I was on the third step of the steps, and the steps are pretty steep, okay, at the way they're angled. And so I went to go step from the third step to the second step, and I totally missed the second step. And I missed the first step, and I wound up on the bottom floor. And I landed on my knee, and I'm glad the closet door was there, and his door didn't open up all the way. It just opened up and rested against the doorway. And I was sitting there laughing about that, and I got thinking, wait a minute, what made my foot miss that step? Because I was doing just fine walking up and down. But anyway, I have a little bit of knee pain with that one. I didn't hurt anything else, but it was just kind of a funny thing, like, I sat there for a few minutes just thinking about how funny that was. And I was saying about that commercial, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yes. I'm sorry. I know that feel. I had that feeling this spring when I was climbing over the brush pile.
Yeah.
On the back. But I can get over there to get in the shed. It's no problem. It's just a few branches and things. I'll just step right over.
Yeah.
Got about halfway in and I lost my balance.
Yeah.
I went down in the brush pile.
That hurt.
I dislocated my damn thumb.
Oh no.
I'm saying, boy, this is like one of those I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah.
I just better not do this again.
Right. Just be very careful next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm watching those steps every time I'm going down. I'm making sure I can sense if there's any activity that might be doing any kind of funny things, you know. And there has been a lot of sounds and a lot of noises. The Mike's door going up the stairs, okay. It was closed. He has it closed. And what I noticed is one time it was open all the way by itself. And I go looking around for Mike to see if he's downstairs here, and he's not downstairs here. Why did that door open? Okay. And then he was telling me at his room door where he's at, he's on the computer, and then all of a sudden his door opened up by itself at the same time. And it's like, and of course he didn't do it, and he's like, wait a minute, that was closed. That opened. And like, we just ignore stuff like that. We don't try to entertain it necessarily. But there is stuff happening. I don't know why. And it could be the planet alignments, could be the moon, like what Maria was saying, all the astrological stuff happening. And should blame.
Sounds like Ron. They should blame the dog for the noises.
Yeah, right. Well, now Bobby heard on one of my recordings. Bobby heard a dog barking in my house. Now I don't have a dog. Marco keeps telling me I have a dog all the time though. So that might be the one that Marco was seeing. I don't know.
It could happen.
No.
I mean, there's been, I've got recordings where I hear a cat meow. I've got friends that have recordings where you can hear a dog walking across the wood floor of the house, and there is no dog there. There's absolutely no animals there. It's just humans. So,
right.
I mean, we've got, that's like I was talking about, one walking up the bed. You could feel that.
Right.
And there not being one there. They're just doing the stuff that they've done every day.
Right.
They don't have a clue any more than
what is it? What is it when you hear? I think Bishop Long mentions it. He says a disembodied voice when you hear it, right?
Yes.
But now there's another term for it. Don't they say like Class A EVP where you can actually hear the physical sound?
Disembodied voice and an EVP are two different things.
Okay.
A disembodied voice is something that you hear with your ear.
Okay. All right.
A Class A EVP is something you don't hear with your ear, but it comes across your recorder, plain and simple, like Charles was sitting there talking to you.
Yeah.
On your recorder.
Like Bobby heard the dog barking, and he also heard a wolf howl. A wolf howling, I think, is good. That would mean that they're there protecting me against the evil spirit. I think. Now, he did say that there was a growling sound also, which was not a good thing.
Well, it depends. Is the wolf growling?
Oh, yeah, true.
Taking you from, or are you here? Whatever.
That's it.
No, and I'm going to tell you, as many investigations that I've done, that I've heard something growling. I've never been attacked. There's nothing malicious that's happened after that. This could simply be, I mean, if I growled, okay, so you're walking by my house or a path or whatever, and if I know that I can growl and it scares you and it makes you leave, that's what I'm going to do.
Right.
Yep.
That's what I'm going to do, because just because you hear a growl doesn't make it malicious.
Right, not evil or anything, yeah.
Ufi says, why do some people think that doors are magical? They always seem to lead somewhere. Yeah.
That sounds like a popsicle story there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I enjoyed that trip to Gettysburg though.
Good.
I did see some weird stuff in the room after after everybody left. Everybody left it, and they went on their other trips they had to go on after Saturday night or whatever.
Mhm.
I stayed there till I stayed there Sunday night and left Monday morning. But while I was sitting there by myself in the hotel and all the professionals left, then the activity started in my room.
Mm.
And
Hey, the party's at Ron's.
but I saw a black smoke. I heard a lot of things about black smoke or mist, and what was interesting was that I was on my computer and I had the TV on, and I saw the TV dim. And the
Mhm.
TV wouldn't dim by itself. It wasn't like the changing of commercials or something like that. But the show was on, the screen was on, and there was something that went in front of the TV to cause it to dim. Okay.
Okay.
And then I noticed the black kind of haze or smoke. And I said, okay, that's kind of weird. And then it left. It just went off into the corner. Now, Julie did a remote view of that room after I got home. And she said, yeah, there was something there. And I said, oh, okay. And it didn't bother me, and I wasn't scared. But, I could tell that I was seeing that. So that was good. I seen it physically. She was telling me that there was something there for, for real in a spiritual form. And then in the corner of the room, though, as the black smoke was leaving, there were glittery, flickering, star-like lights in the corner. Like the sparkly, almost like glitter, and just really pretty and really like a bunch of crystally type lights. And it wasn't like a Christmas tree, just like maybe like a star thing hanging in the corner, but like not on any kind of object. It was just several different lights floating by themselves. And then they disappeared, but they looked like they were chasing the black smoke out. So that's kind of weird. So those are things, and I didn't sense any evil with any of them, but I felt more positive with the light, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And then I heard somebody knock on my door, and there was nobody there. I was at the end of the hallway. There's only 2 rooms there, and they weren't knocking on anyone else's door.
Did
And
you answer?
yeah,
Oh,
I opened it up. I said, wait a minute. I had my headphones on. I was listening to music. And I had my headphones on. I said, wait a minute. And I go and look, and I open up the door. There's nobody there. And I walk down the hall to where you can see the elevators, because you can hear the elevators get opened, and everything like that. And nobody was there. It was like, who the hell knocked on my door?
Mhm.
So,
yeah.
but I did use I used my dowsing rods, and I asked if
Did
there
you
was
not
any
look
other.
through the little peephole to see if anybody was on the other side? Because
No.
nobody there. You don't open the door because you just invited them in.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Well, it sounded like a real
I'm here.
knock,
Room service. I'm here to clean your wallet.
right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, luckily that was nothing happened there. But I did use my dowsing rods, and I asked if there was any other spirits beside me, and they said yes. And I said, "Is there more than 6?" And they said yes.
Mhm.
And
It's a party. It's a
yeah,
party at
and
Ron's.
I asked, "Is there a man and a woman here?" And 'cause I was feeling like there's a man and a woman there, and they said yes, and and they weren't doing anything bad. They're just enjoying the room, I guess. But then I asked if there's any kids there, and they said their kids were there with them. And so there was some others, like some grandparents or whatever there, or maybe their parents anyway, the couple's parents. Yeah, so there's like 6 or between 6 and 10 people besides me, or spirits rather. And they were human spirits. They weren't evil. That's what I said. I didn't feel any evil. So who they were, I don't know, but they were definitely there because dowsing rods were answering that question directly. And so I said, okay, I have one rule. No, I have one rule. Don't wake me up at night. Let me sleep. And they paid attention. They let me sleep. So sleep time is off limits.
Mm-hmm.
And so I made sure that was the rule, and they understood it. I said it nicely. I didn't say it like I was ordering them or anything like that. But I just said, "Yep, I need to sleep. So you need to leave me alone. I gotta sleep."
Mm-hmm.
And they did. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's another thing a lot of people don't understand. You can set boundaries. I mean, if you've got somebody that's legit haunting your house,
Mm-hmm.
you can set boundaries. You can say, please don't bother me at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I'm in bed and I'm asleep, don't bother me. Because we don't know if it's nighttime for them there or
Right.
not. So, but if you say, if I'm in bed asleep, please don't bother me.
Mhm.
The good ones listen.
Yeah.
Assholes, not so much.
Yeah. They'll mess with you anyway.
Hey, are you awake? Oh, see, it's okay. You're awake now.
Of course, that's going to be me. If you say, please don't bother me while I'm asleep, I'm going to like
Oh,
poke the bear.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Really? Did you really mean that? Did you really?
Right.
Or do you want to get your recorder? You want me to wake you up so you can get your recorder out so you can pay attention to what I'm doing?
Yeah. Yeah. And like you said, they don't have any time. They don't need to sleep necessarily, and they don't know what time of the day it is. You know, and they're going to be
They
doing the
might.
same.
They might. You never know. And that's the bad part. If they okay, so if that person got up at 3 a.m. every day to go to work, and every day at 3 a.m. you heard somebody walking down your steps, they're getting up ready to go to work, and then they're going to leave, and you're not going to hear anything during the day. You're not going
Right.
to hear anything until they come home from work.
In the
So
evening time. Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
we don't know. I mean, there's people that have died that maybe don't know they've died. So they don't understand why they're hearing so much crap going on in their house since you've moved in.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe they can't see that part of it. Maybe they can see the fact that you've opened the curtains when they know good and well that they keep them closed.
Right.
So they go to close them. And so here's Julie. I have no one to talk to me while I'm sleeping, dead, alive, or disembodied. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. If he says, give us another one. CT says, sure thing. Here's another one for you. How do you make a witch fly backwards on her broomstick?
Oh no.
You just sweep up all of her hair. So yes, Halloween's coming. Here comes the witch jokes. Yep.
Telling you,
Yeah.
I saw pumpkin spice cookies today.
Oh boy.
Oh my God, those things again?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Or what is that like the green shake for Irish? You know, for St. Patty's Day, St. Patty's shake. I won't.
Bring it out on New Year's Day.
Yeah, I won't have those. I don't like pumpkin anything, spice anything. I'll have pumpkin pie. That's it. But I won't have anything pumpkin spice, coffee or shake or whatever. No, nothing. So, but, all right. Well, hey, we did good.
I think so. I think we did fine. But I always think that. What can I say?
Yeah.
It's
But no, I'm glad to see that I am glad to see that the paranormal topic lasted the whole year and it didn't die off at the end of Halloween last year, And then all of a sudden, just the curiosity of everything that's happening with all the extra activity. And of course, the fact that people are researching more, that could be what's opening up all the activity,
Mm-hmm.
No, I just kind of think it's what your feed gives to you. I mean, in my social media feeds, it's all the time. I'm receiving all kinds of different stories and things like that. I think that's kind of based, especially if you don't go and reach out to try to find different stories, you're not going to get them. It's not
Right.
going to be hand fed to you. Me, I get them all year long. I mean, all the time.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got a few country artists that want to do interviews, and they actually want to do live music on my show. That's pretty cool. Their
Wow.
music, So now who's calling me?
I don't know. We've been going for an hour and a half now, so
Maybe that's what they're telling you.
probably. Hey, you're
All
getting a
right.
Skype call, so there you go.
I did talk to Star though. Star had that terrible fight. She was in that fire,
Oh, which
in Hawaii.
California or
No,
Really?
Hawaii.
She was back. She moved back to Hawaii.
Yeah, she was in Maui with her family,
Oh my God!
and
I
they
didn't know.
live in that town that got burned.
Oh Lord!
So
That's
now
terrible.
she's homeless basically because she's not from there. So now she might have to go back to California for now.
I'm sure she will.
Yeah. So keep her in your prayers. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So, but she's alive though, and she called me yesterday. That might be her calling me now. I don't know. A little bit.
Well,
She'll
send
call back.
our best regards.
Yeah, Jenna,
Pray
because
for her.
everything got destroyed with the communications, they have no cell phones or computer or anything like that, and
Yeah.
so she's using a satellite phone to call out. So that's pretty interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. So she figured out how to get that done so she could get communication. But hopefully she'll get back to where she wanted to be in Hawaii when it gets all built up again, or where they can give her a place to live anyway. But she was staying with her brother, and she has quite a bit of family there, so she was enjoying it. That's for sure.
Was.
But now what they say happened is that the hurricane came in and it caused the power lines to short out and caused a fire.
Well, I've seen that, and I've seen where 3 people were arrested for arson, and I've seen there's just so much that's going on.
Yeah.
Especially
The stories just keep coming, as
But
they will.
But
land grab.
if they can prove that people did do the arson and they have videos or they have something to prove it, then they need to
Yeah.
they need to death sentence actually with that.
Just take them up on that other hill, on the other island, and drop them
Yeah.
in. Joe in the volcano. Here,
Yeah, there you go.
take care of
I
this.
don't think so, Oofy.
Oofy wants to know, Molly, can you play poker with tarot or oracle cards?
I don't think so.
Hey,
I can play poker. I can play poker with playing cards, and I can do tarot with playing cards.
well, I mean, if you're playing blackjack, that's a form of poker. So there you go.
You can play card games with practically anything.
Yeah.
You really can.
But I wouldn't know what the rules would be. So, and I don't know.
And Julie, by the way, I wanted to let you know that I have finally seen the people that are associated with the singing that I was hearing.
Huh.
So I think she's picking up on somebody else that's here. Maybe.
Thingy.
So it's pretty awesome.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good news.
Yeah. So, but anyways.
All right. Well,
Thank you everybody for hanging in there with us, and thank you, Ron.
Yeah.
And you look so much better. Please keep that shit
Cool.
shaved.
All right,
Don't
I'll shave it again.
Don't let that do like that. No.
I'll make sure it stays trimmed or shaven.
There you go.
Hey, I got a new clock. If anybody wants an Art Radio clock, I got them for $30. They cost actually $27.72 to make. Just saying. So I'm not making any money on it, So, but it's a big clock. It's 14 inches and huge.
Soggy bottom boys, yeah.
But I also got these bracelets. See that? I showed you that last time.
Nice.
And then I put Oofy's suggestion on there. She had Ertling. Yeah, Ertling.
Ertling.
There you go.
Oh, Ertling, yeah. Very good. Very good. That's awesome.
They cost $1.60 a piece to make. I had to order 200 and something of them to make it count. And but I do it for $2. I'd sell it for $2 if you order a bunch of them for your friends and family.
Ron, you absolutely should mail every one of those to some big ass huge celebrity. Because you never know, you might end up on TV.
I had some hats made. This is still my old hat, but I had some hats made that were different than this one. And the funny thing is, I didn't even get a new hat. I gave away all my hats to everybody else at the event, and they were $13 a piece, I think, for the hats to get made. And so I didn't even get any hat. Dang
That's a good song, Julie, by the way.
Man of Constant Sorrow.
Oh, that's a good song. Have you not heard that? You need to do that.
You need to watch the movie. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you really do.
What? Is that what it's called? That's what it's called?
No, it's not Soggy Bottom Boys. It's come on, somebody. Oh, what is
I don't know.
Oh, isn't it awful?
Yes, it's really.
Now, see, that's where your other self has the answer. You remember your parallel universe, your other self? That's a whole nother show, though.
He doesn't know it either.
The name of the movie is "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
Oh, brother, where art
yeah.
thou?
Okay.
Is that what it's called? Yeah. Yeah. That's what it's called, because I'm like, but that's a great song, and it's bluegrass, and of course, because it was in a movie, it became popular. But I mean, oh yeah, that's been around.
Well, if you wanna get a heads up of some of the musicians, their music is on Amazon Music, okay, and there's some free stuff on there you can look up, and but look up Terry Lawrence, and I talked with him on the phone for about an hour and a half or so, just getting to know who he was, and eventually he's gonna be a guest with me on. He was a short. We introduced him just a little bit during the day, and he played one of it. No, that was the other guy, Todd Barrow. He played his song on the show, and oh, can you play a song? And he grabbed his guitar, didn't even argue about it. He just grabbed his guitar, played one of his songs right on here. So that's cool, and he'll be on the show with us one of these days. And so Michael's goofing around. So
this is probably gonna destroy us, but anyway.
Oh,
is it not gonna?
You got some advantage?
No, it's not gonna let me.
What?
I was going to try to share that, and it's not gonna let me.
No, it won't let you.
I was going to try to do the YouTube thing. My browser has blocked your screen. Click on the screen icon and address your bar to allow access.
That's okay.
I don't know what that means. But anyway. But that was the song that I was going to try to share.
All right.
Anyway. Andy, send it to me in Skype.
He'll find it.
Now,
Andy got it.
You get around.
Andy got a new monitor. Andy got a new monitor and some other thing. Some other kind of gaming thing, or whatever. He spent like $700 some on the whole thing.
There you go.
It's like what? He doesn't have enough tech stuff in the house already.
Yep.
Never has enough, right? Never have enough tech stuff.
Never.
Virtual reality. The virtual.
Oh yeah,
Virtual
you got
reality.
it. Yeah, you got it.
No, that ain't gonna work. Anyway.
All right, don't worry about it.
Oh well.
Brother, where out there? What is it?
Brother, where are
The
you?
name of it is "I'm a Man of Constant Sorrow" is the name of the song. The
Okay.
movie is "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
Okay. All right. And that was like what time era was it in?
So here you go. Back in the day, it was
And
what?
that's Depression days after the crash.
Okay.
Before the
Yeah.
war.
Yeah.
So there's I've
No.
put the video in.
Yes, that would have been in the electrification when they were putting
Well,
in
wouldn't that be past the copyright date? Come on, people.
Oh no,
the movie. That was the original. That was the day.
the movie came out in the
Yes.
2000s.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that might be a newer one. Yeah.
But I mean, I've put the video in chat. So
Okay.
but it's, I mean, what is it? Is it the 40s? Is it the 50s? I think it's like
No,
the
it's.
50s.
I think it's pre-war, before the Second World War.
Okay.
But it might be right. In the early 50s.
A remake. They probably remade it.
I keep thinking it's got that the original time frame that they put. Okay, they become radio stars. They don't go to Nashville and make a record.
Right.
So it has to be.
I'm kind of trying to remember how his wife was dressed in that time. So it was before the 50s.
Right.
And after the 20s. So you're looking at a 1930, 40 type thing.
Oh, yeah.
It was after the New Deal, because that was when they were putting in all the dams to electrify.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because the very end of the movie is when they blew up whatever it was. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're getting slap happy. Now we get.
Okay. We're gonna share one cartoon I found. Before we leave.
Oh, look here. Your son finally showed up there.
Well, about time.
He was probably hoping it was over with before he showed up.
What's going on? All right, where's it at?
There it is.
Between the A and the T, Ron.
Oh, that's a lot of reading there.
It's the Kick Me's by Al Capp.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a little kick me to carry a kick me.
Yeah.
To go to take around with you.
Yeah.
Because they like getting kicked. Everything, whatever you had coming, they'll take for you.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
So and there's no hard feelings, it's not like any particular class or gender or color or race or creed. It's a kick me, damn it. That's what they're for.
I like that.
Everybody be happy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, I'm out of here. Thank you for having me as a guest, and
Well,
thank you for the
you're
open.
always welcome here, Ron.
Yeah, and the open lines, and you guys are always welcome on Friday if you're awake.
That's
Getting old, it's hard to do.
Even Maria, even if you came on for the first few minutes, the first hour,
dude. I tell you what, and the older I get, the worse it gets. It's like I get home
Yeah.
on Fridays, and I'm like, I'm done. I can go to
Yeah,
bed.
I
can sleep
understand that.
late.
I understand.
Yeah,
Last
late for me and Maria anymore is after sundown.
Yeah, 9 o'clock is bedtime, right?
Yeah,
9 o'clock your
I know.
time is 9 o'clock your time
Yeah.
is bedtime.
Well, it's like the last. So
Mm.
last Friday, I had to get up at 3 a.m.
Oh wow.
I really should have gotten up at 2:30, but I got up at
Oh boy.
3, and I had to be at work at 10 till 5. And then we left from there and we drove to Nashville, and we put a fundraising event on for the whole day. And I think I got back to work at we left there about 2:30, 3 o'clock. Oh yeah, oofy. I am a man of constant terror.
I do not see
in my
trouble
car.
in every card. I have
Yeah.
good cards.
But
I have
anyways,
good cards.
so by the time we came on last Friday, I was asleep. I was
Yeah.
done for the day.
Yeah, I understand that.
Fridays are crazy, but anyway.
But, all right. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
All right.
Good night, folks.
Bye.